real good girl. Biggest thing in my itty bitty world. Call her up and she made me feel right. Wish the bliss could never take flight. Check it out now. Check it out now. Check it out now. Check it out now. Check it out. Check it out now. Check it out now.
Check it out. Hit you with no delaying, so what you saying, yo? Silly with your ice grilly with the dilly, yo. When I be on the mic, yes, I do my duty, yo. While up in the club like we while in the studio. You know when the vibe, baby, really and truly, yo. My main thug, Bill and Julio, he moody, yo. Type of brother that'll slap you with the tulio. Real shook, scared to death, act fruity, yo. X that, looking shorty, she a little cutie, yo. The way she shake it make me wanna get all in the booty, yo. Top mistress of the banging misses and videos. While I whip, I feel like we up in the freak shows. Hit you with this shit, make you feel it all in your toes. Hot got all my people in red clothes. Dialing my metaphors when I formulate my flows. If you don't know, you're messing with lyrical player pros like that. You wanna party with me? Let me see you with the back. Put all your hands in my eyes to see. Big buck running in the place to be. If you really wanna party with me, let me see you with the back.
You in the house, West Coast, are you in the house? Japan, are you in the house? Everybody, are you in the house? Baby, baby, come on, baby, come on, baby, come on.
When walk by every night, talking sweet and looking fine, I get kinda hectic inside. Baby, I'm so into you, darling. If you only knew all the things that flow through my mind, but it's just
Come on. This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot. This is what's why. This is what's why. This is what's why I'm hot. This is what's why I'm hot. This is what's why I'm hot. This is what's why. This is what's why. This is what's why I'm hot. This is why. This is why. This is why I'm hot.
Good afternoon. Let's do a mic check. Get me now. I only have an hour. Monday, February the 2nd. Happy Black History Month to you. Let me get this off my chest right now for the haters and for those that'll go back and report the news to those that want to know. I don't celebrate Black History Month. I think Black History Month is an insult. This is just my personal opinion. It's an insult. It's an insult only because we're worth more than just 1 month. I think settling, now this was taught to me, but it's no excuse. It's my personal feelings, and I've been like this since the 6th grade. I don't believe in Black History Month, and I don't believe in Black History Month because I believe it's a condition. Like, we've been conditioned to celebrate Black History 1 month. And I don't believe that. I don't believe in condensing us down or narrowing us down to just 1 month. I think that's something that we fail for, and we're still falling for it. And I just, quite honestly, I just don't do it. You know, the same thing you can teach a kid. See, here, I think where it is this. I was taught at CCA, Cincinnati Community Academy, in the 6th grade by Mr. Stinson. He said, for them to narrow us down to 1 month. Now, you got to understand, this was an all-Black school, private school. And he said it best. He said, for them to narrow us down to 1 month and not teach us. See, here's the thing. They want you to learn about Martin Luther King and all these other historical figures and highlight them in 1 month. But how many months of school are there? 8, 9 months of school? So you want me to just only give 9? You want us out of 9 months, just give us 1 month to concentrate on Black history? And you got to understand, out of those 9 months of school at CCA, it was Black History Day. It was Black History Month, 9 months out of a school year. I just, you know, here's one of them things. People don't celebrate Christmas. I don't talk about them for not celebrating Christmas. I hope they don't talk about me because I'm talking about Christmas or enjoying Christmas. And I promise I won't, say anything bad about you because you condense Black history down to 1 month. I promise. And I'm not saying it I'm not saying it in a way where I want to argue with my brothers and my sisters. I just don't see it the same way you see it. It's not, hold on, let me fix this camera, y'all. Bear with me. I just think that we're more than just 1 month. And I think when you teach a kid all 12 years of school, elementary, junior high, and high school, that Black history is your month, I don't have a problem with it. I just think it's limiting us as normal. It's a taught limited behavior. When you teach people how to be something in a time frame, in a capsule, they're limited. You limit them. It's almost like the schools don't have to teach you Black history till February. It's not expected. You're not going to see any Martin Luther King situations in December at a high school or a junior high or elementary. They're not doing anything with Mr. Garvey in June or whenever, first of the year, first of the season for school. I don't buy into that Typical story, y'all. I'm still trying to work on this camera. I haven't had time. I've been gone. DH, what's good with you, bro? Are you and Roz, y'all was lightweight doing some shit at me? Is that what that was, bro? I thought we was all better than that. I thought we was in a camp. I thought we was camp. I thought maybe not. I got to watch y'all. Shit. I got to be careful how y'all walk through the woods with me. Seeing bear trap laying around. What's going on with that? Y'all got a bear trap out there? I'm just saying. But yeah, it's the truth. I don't celebrate Black history. That don't mean I don't celebrate history of Black folks. That don't mean that I don't know my history. It don't mean any of that. It means that I'm not getting into the commercialization of y'all want to big up Black History Month. Here's one of the reasons why I got a problem with it. Not only for the reasons that I just mentioned. I got into it with a buddy of mine a couple years ago, maybe. Some of y'all might remember this because it was during Wyatt Live. It wasn't during the show, but I got into it with him when Wyatt Live existed. This is a sandbox. This is a dude that, okay, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's a late bloomer, okay, to economics, to business and things of that nature. He's one of those type of people who he's just like me. We grew up together, limited in our ability to get good information, right information. And then he got to a point where he realized the shit that we was raised up on wasn't necessarily true. So he gets out here, he starts doing business. I don't know what's up with this camera, man. This shit is driving me nuts. He starts to do a few little things, business ventures. Okay, I don't want to call them successful or unsuccessful. I'm not going to go there with it. But he starts to reach an audience. He has a product. And this particular product is something that I know from my years of being in business. I've never gone this route of business that he's in. But I understand that there are processes. You can't just bottle something up or sell something to somebody, claim it not be tested. There's a process to certain things out here. It's not like selling t-shirts out on the corner. Things that people, put in their mouth and, they eat, and you're claiming these things, or, weight loss or whatever the claims may be. You can't just go out and do stuff like that. Now, when I told him, you got to be careful. You can't just go out there and claim these claims that you have the best this, the best that, and it'll make people lose weight and this and this and that. You can't do that. You can't just go out there and do that. You can do it if you want to, but it's really not legal. Now I'm a hater. Here's the difference. If I would have just left it there by saying, hey, bro, can't do that shit, and came off like a hater, that'd have been one thing. But then I didn't. But then what I did is I said, hey, here's the information you need. Look, you can't do it the way you're doing it. However, here's the information that you need to do it the right way. And see, the information led him to do it the right way. And it was just too much work, to get approval, to do the things that you really need to do in order to be effective, so they won't be on your ass, so you'll do it properly. It was too much work. See, what I learned is he has the skills to market, but he doesn't have the ability, he doesn't have the business ethic to really do his thing. And I hate to say it that way because he's a sandbox. But if I love you, I'll tell you the truth. And I'll show you hey, bro, this is how you have to do it. You can't just do what you're doing. You're going about it wrong. And you're going to mess up your money. You're going to mess up your money. I'm giving you a microwave, version of how not to F up your money. Of course, he didn't want to listen to me. Not only did he not want to listen to me, he pretended to listen. The second go round, he came around and was like, yeah, man, I was thinking. Even went on Shark Tank and all that. I said, bro, you ain't going to make the cut. And see, when you tell your people the right shit, they think that you hating. I'm like, bro, I know you think that I'm on some different stuff with you. I'm encouraging you to do what you want to do, bro. But please Do it the right way so you stand a chance. You don't stand a chance doing it the wrong way. See, my mother always told me that I talk too much, and I probably do. I talk way too much to people that I care for. I do. I tell people what they need to know versus what they want to hear. My mother always told me. Every teacher that I've ever had in school who threw me out of class, it was always because I was defending somebody that I knew wasn't necessarily wrong. They just didn't have the information, or that person wasn't here the day that you said we was going to have a test, and they're telling the truth, or whatever it may be. That same CCA school, Mr. Bardock, Mr. Kelly, actually, I know y'all know the Kelly family out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Mr. Kelly told me a long time ago. He said, you're gonna have to learn how to use your mouth in the right kind of way, Wyatt. He's the only one that called me Wyatt. I was a kid. Mr. Wyatt. He had respect for me. He said, Mr. Wyatt, he said, you're gonna have to learn how not to pick every fight is not yours. Sometimes you have to allow people to go out there and fight their own fight and learn through their own battles. And I said, well, I understand that, but I come from a place where if you my brother or if you my sister, if you got a fight, then I have a fight. And the fight, I don't jump in the fight once I see that you're losing. I jump in before the fight even start, so you'll know I have your back. I don't. So we get grown, my friend and I. We get older, and now he wants to start doing business and start doing things his way. And I'm like, bro, I've been through this process. I've done some of the things. I've never sold this product that you're selling, but I know the route that you're going in. I know what you need to do. And you're going to Shark Tank. You don't have any sales. You don't have any licensing. You don't have anything yet. Don't go there yet. The only learning process you're going to get out of this, I didn't say this. I didn't say this part. I'm saying it to you guys because it'll make me feel better. The only learning process that he's getting at this point is how to hear no. But for some odd reason, I hate to say this because it's going to sound a little funny to some people. Some will understand exactly where I'm coming from because you've seen this before. But when I try to tell my brothers something, for some odd reason, it very seldom get to them the same way if a white man tell them. If I give you the recipe, or if I give you an avenue to go to try to help you, you'd rather hear it from a white dude. I'm not just saying that shit. This is from experience. And this is not only from my experience, it's from experience of me hearing it from older people who used to say that to me, who would nudge me on the shoulder and be like, hey, watch, he gonna go ask that white man the same thing he asked us. When we told him to go over there and go through that door, he was like, oh, all right, the first white man he see, he gonna ask that same question too. Watch this. And they would do it. And the white dude would tell them to do the same shit we didn't told them. But see, it sound better. They make them feel better. I guess it validates what the hell needs to be done when the white dude tell you. That burns me up. Oh. But I got a lot of practice. Yeah. Tim, you should try it sometime. Try giving some directions and see what happens. They will not question you, brother. I'm just saying. I know. It's a bad day. But all I'm saying to you is I tried to guide my friend in the way, and not to mention when he start here go to play. Here go to play. Once he pretended to listen, there was motive there. There was motive there. Once he wanted to pretend to listen, I don't know. He might listen to this program. He don't really watch this show, but he might end up catching this one and he'll know it was him I was talking about. I don't know. But once he start pretending to listen to me, then he wanted to try to lightweight, what do you call it? He wanted to lightweight finesse me and act like, yeah, okay, bro. Yeah, you're right. And I'm getting suspicious of how all of a sudden I'm right. And it didn't take long. I need to borrow $7,000. You need to borrow $7,000. For what? For all the shit you told me I need to do for my patents, for my licensing, and all the stuff that I need you to do, that I really needed to do. So when I was telling you you needed all of that, my words didn't mean anything to you. But you went and heard from the white dude all the shit that you need to do before you even need to come over here and talk to us over here at what is that shit they call, what is it? Shark Tank. See, once he told you everything you needed, now you're going to be officially in business. But then the guy who was trying to tell you at the beginning, like, hey, bro, you need to get this in order and do this. Now you want to come to me for the $7,000 that it's going to take. And I already know it's going to cost more than $7,000. Here's the other thing. He came at me for the money on some let me borrow. First of all, Capital Adventures, we don't loan money. If you come at us about a business opportunity, there has to be equity there. So if you're not even talking to me about, hey, I have this company, I need licensing because I have $3,200 worth of orders from Sam's Club, or I have this from there. If you're not extending opportunity for economic, for me to have a piece of of your company, we ain't talking about nothing. We're not talking about it. This is not me loaning you some money to start a penny candy store. And I already know, let me cut it through the chase and let me just say it the real way instead of getting all technical. I don't want to get all technical. But the truth of the matter is, you don't want to borrow $7,000 from me, brother. You want me to give you $7,000. Now, why would I give you $7,000 when I know you're going to crash? That sounds kind of rough, don't it? That sounds horrible, doesn't it? I know you're going to crash. Come on, man. We can't, you can cheer all you want. You can cheer all you want for your children. You know when they're going to fail. You can cheer all you want when you know that your son ain't got no jumper, no skills at dribbling the ball, and his ass about to go out for the 7th grade team, and he don't even go outside and play basketball. His heart about to be broke. He can't make that team. And if he make that team, Lord have mercy. Wasn't nobody out there trying out. Y'all already know when people gonna fail. It's okay. This Wyatt Live, you can admit it. We ain't over here. I'm not trying to be all, my heart ain't crushed because I failed at something or I told somebody that they're gonna fail. I can see that you don't have the skills. So now he fall out with me. Now keep in mind, you didn't know this part. Damn, he really gonna know who I'm talking about when I say this, but I'll never say his name because I love him. I love my friends, even the seasonal ones, the ones I grew up with, and that was a certain season of our life. I still love them. You feel me? I'll go to everybody's funeral and I hope they would come to mine. Love them like they brothers. Love them like they sisters. But now, what I'm not gonna let you do is use me and abuse me as if I don't see it coming. Now, keep in mind, this is the part y'all didn't know. This is the same friend that I told the story about some time ago that borrowed the money for down payment on a high price vehicle that I know you can't really even afford the oil change. I knew I wasn't loaning you the down payment money for that. I knew I was giving it to you. Haven't seen a dime of that money yet. Not back. See, stop it. To my people that have it, stop letting people manipulate you. Stop loaning money to people. That's how you fall out with people, especially friends and family. Stop loaning money. Just give it to them. And this is what you say to them. Okay, here's the 500. Don't make payment arrangements or nothing. Just say, hey, here's the 500 that you needed. And you give it to me when you want to give it to me. You pay me back when you want to pay me back. You pay me back when you feel like it's, when you can. The only way that you can say that to somebody, to say that to someone, friend, family, or whoever, the only way you can say that to them is if you have it to lose. You feel me? Position yourself to take the loss. Position yourself to take the loss of the money versus the friend or the family member. Because I'm going to tell you something. Once you put it in their court, there ain't no falling out. There's no falling out. See, because now I don't have they don't have an exit. They don't have an out of how they did me or how they did you. They don't have an out for that. It's just they didn't pay you back. It's not the right time. They don't have it yet. I could have put him on a payment plan. It still would have turned out the same way. He would have had more excuses than a dude going to jail. Y'all know that. So that's why when it was time to borrow some money to start your business, I already knew that was a fraction of what you were going to need, of what I advised you of in the first place. Go back and ask that white dude who told you after I told you. Go ask him for $7,000 and see how that turned out. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Wyatt Live. I wanted to get that off my chest. For those that didn't hear at the beginning of the show, happy February the 2nd. I'm going to say it again. Hold on, let's get the camera right. I'm going to say it again. I don't celebrate Black History Month. That don't shock me. That don't shock me out of that dude. That don't shock me. No, I don't celebrate Black History Month because I think it's an insult. I think it's a taught behavior to, I think it's a hand me. Here, let's shut their ass up. Let's give them this, let's give them that. I think it's that. I think Black history should be celebrated every month. Every month. There's enough Black history in the United States of America that you can celebrate somebody every day. You can celebrate 365 folk from the past that have done something great for this country and for our people. You could do 2 people a day if you really wanted to. And it's just certain things like, it's just certain things that I see that are pacifiers. And I just be like, oh no, that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. I'm not about this. And here's the thing. I was taught this. This is not my personal, it's what I've lived through. It's what I know it to be all the way, all these years since the 6th grade, CCA, Cincinnati Community Academy out in Madisonville, Mr. Stinson, history class. He said, man, what do we do every morning, Randall Wyatt? What do we do in this school every day? I say, we say the Pledge of Allegiance and we sing, lift every voice and sing every day. You couldn't go to our school if you didn't know lift every voice and sing, if you didn't know the Pledge of Allegiance, if you didn't know Dr. King's speeches. I had to learn about Dr. King's speeches. We had to learn that by heart. That was part of our class. That was part of our of what we had to know. See, we had to learn our ABCs and our 1, 2, 3s, but we were taught Black history every day. We had a World's Fair in our school every day. In other words, well, I should say every year. Every year there was a World's Fair. You know how sometimes schools have, what do they have? I don't know. You know how schools have, what's the camera, man? You know how the schools sometimes have some type of event, and they may have like I don't know, I don't know what do they have these circuses that come through or whatever. They have all these different activities where the school come out down at the playground all at at one time and they celebrate. They had the carnivals and stuff. We never had no shit like we never had carnivals and stuff like that. That wasn't part of what we do. What we learned, we learned other cultures. We learned history from Africa, from Spain, from Europe. We learned that to get some form of connection or in some cases a disconnect. So I've been brought up, I've been raised, I was taught that Black History Month is not a thing for me. Okay, because here's what happens. Once the schools got a hold of it, didn't it limit how much we would learn about ourselves? Oh yeah, here come Black History. Okay, February Black History Month, and they put all the Black people up on the wall in the classrooms, and you got one person you talk about once a week. Here's the reason why I brought up my buddy, the same one about the down payment, the same one about starting a company and all that old shit. Few years ago, we fell out. He fell out with me once again because he was bragging about something he was about to do with Target. Target, the clothing company, Target. He's mad at me because I had something bad to say about Target. And I'll use the words from Twin because I can't think of my own words right now. Target and their pump faking of how they care about Black folks and Black folk history by giving us 1 month a year to sell our items. Not even us, just to sell Black items in the store of Target. Black history, y'all, should not be a holiday. Okay? Think of all of the holidays that they celebrate. The majority of them are made up. Don't put my history in a bucket of made up shit. Don't put Black history, don't put the shit up in Target in the front of the store like you do Christmas. You put it on the same display case you just had Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, Lucky Charms, and all this old shit. You putting Black history up and you advertising it the same way you do holidays that are not real. Here's where me and my buddy fell out. And I'm probably wrong, y'all. I'm probably wrong. Sometimes I'm just going to die on my wrong ass sword. He gets mad at me because I said, Target don't give a shit about us, bro. What you talking about? Well, they got Black products. Go in the store, man. You'll see the Black t-shirts. You'll see they got the Black, they got the Martin Luther King t-shirts sitting in the front of the store. What other store doing that? I don't know. But does it matter why they doing it? Have you thought one time that that's how they gonna make some money? Like, I mean, I know that sounds juvenile, but I have to tell him this like the way I'm telling you now. I'm like, don't you think they see an opportunity to capitalize and make bucks? Don't you think it's all about money? What makes you think they give a shit about Black history? They put a Martin Luther King t-shirt up for display and they bring it all up to the front of the store. Why wouldn't they do that during a made up Black History Month so they can capitalize on it financially? Oh, no, man. I said, I tell you what, bro, I've done my research on this. Maybe you should look into this a little bit more. Look into who owned that company who has those t-shirts in front of the store. Look and see who owned those that t-shirt company. He did. Well, no, he didn't. He didn't. I had to tell him. Because after I told him, look, now I've had this conversation with a couple different people. And after I showed him, bro, this is This is a screen printing vendor that they're using. This is a screen printing vendor that just go in there and put a tag on the shirts that they done got from a local, you know. It's no different than somebody that's printing high school t-shirts, putting them in Target or Walmart or whatever. I said, do your research. Who actually owns that t-shirt that put Martin Luther King, "We Shall Overcome" on it, and it's sitting in the front of Target? Now, my biggest question, damn who owned it. I already know that it wasn't black owned in this particular case. More so than that, why don't Target give a shit about "We Shall Overcome" in January, in March, April, May, June, July? Why do they only put the black people shit up in February? I don't see a "We Shall Overcome" section over there in June. It don't even have to be in the front of the store. It's just like they take the shit down for all the 4th of July stuff. It ain't 4th of July no more. Let's take this shit down. We'll put it up next year. We're being treated just like a holiday. We're not a holiday. Black history is not a holiday. Don't bucket us. It's a reality. Don't bucket us as a holiday. You know, they have some really nice stuff. There go my sister Lisa Rogers. I'm sorry, Lisa Rogers Lowe. Her husband gonna be mad at my ass, but she know that's my baby. She my baby girl. She my little sister. I seen a t-shirt that was in Target one time, Lisa, and it was a black tribe of girl dancers. Remember when y'all used to do that down at where was that? Down at, not, I don't want to say Lincoln Center, Arts Consortium. We used to watch y'all down there doing the African dances. See, they don't know. We go back. What were you, 12, 13 years old, little girl? We from that. I seen a t-shirt that had the bongos and the little African girls in the circle. You know how y'all used to do it, in the circle. And they marketing it. They selling that shit in the front store of Target. They would never sell that shirt in June. They would never sell that shirt in July. And keep in mind, Target is making a profit off of that. Target, not us. Even if the vendor was black. We got to learn how to be the target. We got to learn how to be the target. It's 2026 and there's too many avenues for us to be the target. We can have black little girls on t-shirts running around in the dance syndromes Monday through Friday, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And we can market to ourselves just like Target market to us. Now, this is where hey, Lisa, the friend that I'm talking about, sis, you know him. He was mad at me because I was shooting Target in the ass. Because I'm like, bro, we own less than 10% of what they're selling. I don't look up to somebody that give me, look, here's the thing. There's a difference between giving someone an opportunity or giving them a shot versus, I got to figure a nice way to say this. An opportunity is giving me shelf space in Target for 13 months. 13 months. That's 1 month set, 12 months to sell. That's giving me opportunity in Target. Giving me 30 days to set up space is just you as Target seeking, you're taking advantage of the opportunity. I don't think people really look at it that way. Because you got to understand the value of that shelf space in Target. The most expensive space in Target is where they put you for those 30 days because of their opportunity to see, to make that money. That's their opportunity, not yours. They just using you. And I know some people will use me up. Use me up. Kroger do the same shit. Go find out if those vendors that Kroger is using are black-owned vendors. Go find out. John Ludd, what's up, brother? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go to Lisa real fast. She said, I would love to have our own retail store, Target. Excuse me, my French, bro. Excuse my French, bro. I understand. And you can. Go to Shopify. You can set all this stuff up yourself. We can do Black History. We can do Black History January through December. I don't want to be put on some fucking, excuse my language. I don't want to be put on some schedule of you telling me when our children should be knowing Black history. That's just how I feel about it. And I've had plenty of years to either be right or wrong, to change my mind or keep my mind the same. And I've always been this way about it. But just because I want to please a few, I'm going to keep my serious face. Just like some other programs that want to have someone come in and speak. Some of y'all won't appreciate this. I don't care. I got a special guest today. Just like others who bring in people to talk about history, Black history. I got my own. Let me bring him in real fast. Let me turn the mic over to my friend. Let him talk to you. Just like the guests on other shows, and say hello to my little friend.
Legally repressing my buzzitude, I've retracted my gonads with gigantic proportions. And the signing of the prohibition, you see, defecates the fluids of detention between the essence of the Euro intercourse, you see.
AT&T allows you to reach out and touch someone, even when they don't get out much.
Right, exactly. Okay, brother, okay. See, all you doing right now is flatulating your liquid. Okay? Because I believe it was Homo erectus that said to expose the hemorrhoidal ramification would merely delineate the colonic orifice, thereby separating the gluteus from the maximus. Well, Homo was very deep, but you seem to masticate the proclamation, my brother. Okay. Because the gastrointestinal phlebitis prostigates the crustacean of the colostomy. Oh, go ahead. If that's your bag. Preach on. Right. And further hindering the pyorrhea, which
Excuse me.
you got me, brother. The diarrhea. Okay. Moving toward the angina or vagina, depending on how much time you got.
Man, you are Metamucil.
I
Talk to me if you feel the need and when you
Sound a little familiar. Let me read a comment right here. I'm going to get right off that. Been about that check. He says, but Wyatt, in business, why would they have it up all year knowing it's not going to sell and probably barely sell in February? It wouldn't make sense from a business aspect. Why does it only sell in February? Why would it, been about to check, why would it only sell in February? From the whole principle of why I have the whole reason why I have a problem with trained month of time. If there was no such thing as Black History Month, then that means that shirt could sell in February. Excuse me, could sell in March, could sell in December. But when you label it a particular time, then that's when you sell it. Nobody's buying Christmas ornaments in January, are they? Or in March? It's not that time of year. No one's nobody's talking about Santa Claus in June, right? Because it's not that time of year. But if somebody give you a certain space, this is where you learn how when somebody give you something, it ain't always for you. It's really a pacifier, or it's to limit you. If you give me a Black History Month, let me ask you something. Let me just ask you something. If 2027, they say that's going to be Black History Year, then what would happen? They'd be selling Black History shit January through December, wouldn't they? But since they only said, no, Black History is only February. So you gear up in February to buy all your stuff. But if they say 2027 going to be Black History Year, do you think Target would leave all that stuff out front all year long? Maybe they would. But see, they know they don't have to. Think about it, been about the check. The conditioning is well before what Target is moving and grooving to. The conditioning is, hey, we're going to limit this shit. We're going to limit them to talk about their history. We're going to give them 1 month. I know it's kind of cliche to say it's the shortest month of the year. I know it's a little cliche to say, hey, you know what? They gave us a month. We all laughed and shit about that as children. Not to mention it's only 28 days. You know, they gave us the shortest month. I bet you they'll never say, and it's not up for them to say it. It's up for us to say, 2026 is going to be Black History Year. It's up to us to teach Black history. We should tell ourselves how long Black history is going to last, not let somebody dictate to us Black history is only good for 28 days out of the year. I tell you what, if you want to, the first thing that you have to, my opinion, if you ever want to teach self-pride, you got to teach a history first. You ever notice how some people, their name mean a lot more to them than you think? Their name is legendary, legacy. You ever, I mean, honestly, you've seen that before, right? You've seen them sell legacy through name. Let me go to the phone lines real fast. Let me get this out of the way real quick. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with? Uh-oh, hold on 1 second, caller. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with? Hello, caller. Let's try it once again. I think he hung up. Yes, it's Mr. Yo Thoughts. Good afternoon,
Hello?
caller. Yes, caller. You there?
Hello, you got me?
I got you, brother. What you do? Step
Yes,
away
sir.
from the
Sorry
phone?
about that, brother.
Okay, it's all good.
Yeah.
What's happening with you, man?
Man. Hey, man, great show, man. I was listening to your show, man. You was talking about the money. You said 7,000 that they need to borrow is only a fraction of what they really need. So they really need like 80 racks.
More like 50 or 60.
Right. So stop trying to get me with this, you know what I mean, this little hustle game so I can pay your rent this year.
Okay, I ain't quite take it that way, but I but okay.
Yeah, you gotta stop playing with them, man. Stop playing with them. That's exactly how you should take it. Nigga, what the fuck, I look like a charity case, nigga? Stop coming to me asking me for money. Ain't that what you said? You said just give them 500 and keep it moving.
Well, that wasn't the same person, CK. That was a whole different situation.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just different. You know what I mean? The person that knows, you know, like the person that needed 7,000 needed it for licensing and some things that they were getting into that they didn't know anything about. And I already know it's almost like doing a construction deal. Okay, for some of you guys that don't know, if you ever built a home, there's always you always allow a little bit over because there is going to be more expenses that are actually shown in the details of the budget. So if they say, CK, that it's going to cost you $100,000 to build your home, you might want to allocate, you might want to borrow 110 or 112,000, anywhere from 10 to 12% more than what you really need.
Right. And that's when I get mad at you for giving me right advice. You just telling me facts, but because I don't want to do that, now it's getting personal vendetta towards you.
Okay.
This is the hatred. I'm trying to explain how
I get it.
The familiarity breeds envy. You're telling me the right thing, but I don't want to do the right thing. So I blame the guy that's giving me the knowledge. Your thoughts?
Well, I don't know if it's that, I haven't figured that part out yet of why it's done, but I hear what you're saying.
I'm here to let you figure it out. Don't let these people use you because they see you out here clean. You know what I'm saying?
That's not.
They seeing you. So when I'm doing bad in life and you're doing good, I act like you owe me, like I'm entitled to your bread. But I didn't work for none of your bread.
Yeah, that's not quite what I'm like. That's not the message I was sending and what I was saying. But I hear your angle. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, you got to be straight up. He trying to hurt you. That ain't no entrepreneur. That's an entrepreneur hustler. He a snake that get how to get money. Snake oil.
Not necessarily.
You know how?
Not necessarily. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
He may not have been trying to get over on me. I'm saying I knew something. I seen something that he didn't see coming. He needed that 7,000 for something, honestly, to continue to do something that he didn't know that was going to cost. It was going to cost him more money down the line. He just didn't know it. So what I'm saying to myself is, why would I give him 7,000 when I know it's going to cost 50,000 to do what he's trying to do? I don't know if you guys know this, but to get things patented could cost $20,000 to $25,000. And a lot of companies won't even really deal with you if you don't have certain things taken care of, because it opens up the door for it to be bootlegged, if you want to call it that, or duplicated or something of that nature. So companies won't deal with you in certain capacities because your product is not, it's not something that they can solely, it'll be too many duplicates out there, and then they would be wasting time, or you'll eventually have to do a price cut to match the duplicate or the runoff or the bootleg, so to speak. See what I'm saying? So when you get into dealing with numbers, like, I know it's going to cost $50,000 to do something, why come ask me for 7,000? Either one or two things. You don't know that 50,000 is coming, or you don't care. You just need to keep going. And then when you need more money, you're going to come back. See, when you ask for 7, but you need 50, when you going to start making money? You can't.
So do you have balling associates that you deal with that you can give $7K without worried about them returning it? Do you have associates on that level?
I don't have anybody around me that I can give $7,000 to that I don't that I can't get back.
You said zero.
No.
You Mayweather on that department.
No, I mean, no, I don't. Sorry about that, guys. Let me try to get this camera right. No, I don't have anybody. Not when it comes to business. Now, if a family member is in destitute or something's going on with a family member, that's a different call. That's a different conversation.
But you don't have family members that's in positions where they could need $7K, but then like, I can get it back to you next week type shit.
I don't do
that. Ain't got nobody balling like that.
No, I don't do that. You can't ask me for something like that and say I'll give it back to you next week. I don't have people like that around me. If a family member is messed up and they need money like that, they would ask me. I mean, I would ask them. You see what I'm saying? I don't have relationships with people that'll say I need this money for till next week.
How tough is it to ask family for money? That's a good. That gotta be a tough thing. Like for me to ask you, like if I'm your nephew, right? And I know you successful, but for me, I got a family, and I asked Uncle Wyatt for $7K to bail me out, so my mortgage. That gotta take a lot. I don't think I could do it. I mean, I know he's gonna say no anyway. He ain't even the type to give his nephew $7K.
It's not that hard for a lot of people. It's not that hard for a lot of people. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about, where a lot of people misunderstood what was going on. Let's take me out of it and use someone else as an example, okay?
Okay.
Have you ever seen that clip? You remember a clip that Jay-Z did? And it was him talking to somebody, and he said that he went over to the family. He's successful financially, and he had an uncle a cousin or something asking for $2,500. You ever see that clip? Anybody ever see that clip? Where
I seen
they
it.
mad at Jay-Z now because Jay-Z wouldn't give a family member $2,500. It may not be that he didn't have the $2,500, obviously. It's instead of trying to game me and game me for $2,500 by saying this fake shit of, hey man, I'm about to open up this car wash and I need $2,500 to do it. I know Jay-Z knows it costs more than $2,500 to open up a car wash. If you would have hit him with a realistic number, had a plan, a business plan, or at least something, write it on a napkin or something, some type of plan of how this $10,000 is going to work in his benefit and start a new business, and this is how I'm going to do it. Jay-Z can respect that more than you asking for $2,500, knowing you're gonna need another $2,500 or $3,500 next week. People can see through that shit.
What about if I just ask Jay-Z, can I get 3,500, man? I ain't got no money. Would he respect that more than that car wash venture?
Yes.
That's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna hit you just like that. Look, man, can I get 3,500? I appreciate it. You ain't obligated.
Because here's what would happen with a guy like, and I can't speak for Jay-Z. I can only speak for certain people that have a certain mindset. I've never met Jay-Z. I don't know his makeup. But if say CK said, if we cousins, and you say, man, I need that $3,500, man, I'm effed up out here. I just ain't got nothing going on, blah, blah, blah. It ain't because I'm trying to start a business. It's not because I'm trying to pump fake you or fake you out or anything like that. I think what I would say to you is, bro, I don't have 35 for you, but take this 500, bro. You give it back to me when you need it. I mean, when you can give it back to me. See how you got something for your struggle. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gonna leave you in the crap.
Now, LaDonna said, I'll give you $7,000 not to call ever again. Now, see, the lies as soon as they are being said. Of course, I'll take her up on that offer. But me and you know that she's going to hide. Oh, I was just joking, but I see no laughing emojis behind her statement. So this is how, yes, give me $7,000. I won't never call again. But did she really want me never to call again? Or did she just want to make the statement? Your thoughts?
I have no thoughts on that one, CK.
$7,000 to never call again. You think I won't take that?
I know you would take it.
Would you take it if she offered it to you never to take a call from me again for $7,000
I'll tell
cash?
you what, I'll make a deal with anybody on here. I'll make a deal if y'all put the money all together. I won't do the show ever again if you give me $7,000, I'll never log on as Wyatt Live again. How about that?
Hold on. You said give you $7K, you would shut this down today.
I'll shut it down.
See, that's why Cincinnati loves you.
Now let me ask you your thoughts.
Right. That's beautiful. Hey, that's why we love you in Cincinnati. That's the realest shit ever spoken. I'm going to leave you on that note. I like that, man. Hey, much love to the family. You feel me? $7K on the way. You feel me? Y'all might not hear from me if she pay. You hear me? But hey, appreciate you taking my call, sir.
All right, man. Appreciate you engaging with us today. Thanks, CK. Yeah, put them coins together. Y'all get 7,000 up and I'll be gone. I'll be gone. And it's not because I need the 7,000. I can use it. Shit, I ain't tripping. But I'm just saying, if that's all I'm worth, let's make it happen, Captain. You feel me? Y'all gotta understand, I've spent well more than $7,000 on this show. If you really think about the equipment, if you think about the time, I've spent the time. I don't want to get into that because the haters will come out and they don't understand. The haters don't understand. The time that I put into this is more valuable than anything I've purchased. The money that I have lost during the show just by talking to y'all and not talking to clients or passing up on certain opportunities with clients, that all plays a part in that too, but that's okay. Nobody's forcing me to do this. I do it on my own. Let me go back to the phone lines real fast. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
What's up, Wyatt?
Hey, twin. What's good with you, brother?
How can you call it?
What's on your mind?
Huh?
What's on your mind today?
I don't know, a lot. Yeah, okay. Vendors used to come to Kroger, black vendors. I don't really see them like I used to when I first started.
It's tough.
Kroger's.
It's tough. Big box clubs and places like Kroger, they're tough on small business. It's tough to succeed because there's more competition there, and they expect you to stay market price friendly. It's very tough to go into a Kroger's with a product and make money. It's tough to do that in Walmart. If you and I had a T-shirt, twin, and we put it in Walmart, it'd be hard for us to make money at it because Walmart has a national cut, a price cut motto. You see what I'm saying? We can't hold the margins, and sometimes it's not worth it to us. You see what I'm saying? It's not worth it to us. So the better way to go is not to necessarily sell off the shelf in Walmart, but to go through Walmart.com and to take let them take a percentage. But here's the double-edged sword of that. They will only allow you to sell your product at a certain price, and it has to match. It has to be within, like if I'm selling my t-shirts, I can't sell my t-shirt for $29.99 and put it in the room of shirts that are $9.99. Number one, we're going to look ridiculous. Number two, Walmart don't function. They don't operate that way. They have price margins, not profit margins. Well, they do that too, but they have price margins. You understand what I'm saying? So, and at Kroger, I see some people, not many, but I see some products on the shelf in Kroger and hanging there. Those usually don't sell that well. And you never see that shit at the cash register ringing out strong. You just never see that. You don't see it at Publix either. You don't see that. But what happens is, as a small business owner, you have $500 worth of merchandise sitting in a store, in 10 stores. You got $5,000 sitting out there and it's not moving.
Right. This is like when they come in there and bring in new stuff and take out the old stuff that was selling. They figure that new stuff goes sell. That what gets me, and I get cussed out like, well, why they think it? Well, I ain't got nothing to do with this. I just work here.
Right.
Which I agree, because it was selling more than the new stuff they brought in. And I tell her, like if I tell one of them grocery,
I didn't do that, twin. Feel free to call back. Twin fell off. He dropped off. Y'all heard it. Yeah, it's hard to make money in the big box clubs unless you're selling something, unless you're a direct distributor. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, if I'm gonna let Twin back in, but let me finish my point. Twin, I'm gonna let you back in, but let me finish my point. I do Opulent. My ties are by Wyatt. It's Opulent by Wyatt. Me warehousing them and manufacturing them myself allows me to do better numbers when I deal with stores like if I was to get into a men's warehouse. I can control my pricing because I control my manufacturing. Okay, it's a little bit different. If I was a third party, if I was buying ties from someone, I have to, I have to sell this tie for a certain amount of profit in order to stay, a certain margin in order for this to be worth it to me. Usually when you're splitting these margins, it's not going to be worth it to you. So instead of making 25 cents on the dollar, now you're making 7 cents or 8 cents on the dollar because you're splitting the money, and it's not worth it because you're stuck. One of the things I think CK said it some time ago, his father owned a store that had a lot of inventory. Inventory is what kills small businesses. It's damn if you do, damn if you don't. If you have the inventory and it's sitting there, it's costing you money. If you don't have the inventory and somebody comes in and wants something, you can't facilitate that customer. So it's still costing you. So, it's a double-edged sword. Twin, go ahead, man. Go ahead and finish up. What you got?
Yeah. Like I was saying, I don't like that new stuff they bring in there. It's kind of crazy.
What new stuff?
Like different new items they bring in when customers, always been adjusted to the old stuff. So, you got to try something new, but, I get cussed out for it. And I'm like, man, I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's up to Kroger's. So yeah, but
I'm a little
that Black
confused.
History Month, yeah, I'm with you on that one, man. I don't too much celebrating. So why it's got to be a month? Why we just can't do it every day or something like that? And then you said they don't. You said why not in June? But now they got June 10th now. Why you forgot about that, right?
Well, I think I was just using June as an example. I could have said July. I could have said August. I'm just saying. Well, yeah. Now you have Juneteenth. You're right about that. Another certain particular time of the year that's Target and some of these other retailers
Yeah,
can capitalize. Now it would be better if you and I, twin, or you and your brother had a community grocery store, and the same work you're putting in at Kroger, y'all were doing it at your community grocery store. And then us
yeah,
vendors, such as myself and a few others, Tanika
yeah.
and all the rest of us, could bring our products to your grocery store. And now
Hmm.
we're working on better margins because we're dealing directly with you. You see what I'm
Right,
saying? Tanika's making her cakes, I'm making my ties, and we're putting it in there without a middleman. And now
right.
you would probably be able to do better because now when we do our massive marketing, we're directing them to you. You
Exactly.
see what I'm saying? And now you get a chance to sell Tanika's nice cakes and pies and all that. And while they're there, they may pick something up off the shelf. They may, get something out of your grocery store. So,
Correct.
but we don't function. We don't tend to function that way. And it's been proven. I mean, this is not, I'm not talking about something that's not a reality here. I'm talking about something that's a real reality.
Right. So yeah, you did you see the fight?
Oh man, did I? I did. My phone was ringing off the hook, twin. I was gonna start the show off by talking about the fight, but I said I got on a
Oh,
roll, so
man, it was so funny. I ain't never. Well, I seen it on Facebook 2 years ago. This guy got his what you call them, dreads. He had a little extension dreads
yeah, yeah.
over there at Newport. Somebody went live and he was fighting. They knocked his dreads off. I'm like, dang. So that remind me of dude. I'm like, man, is this real? So when he hit him, I'm like, man, this can't be real. I said, dang, it is real. His whole top coming off.
Yeah.
But it was funny. He blaming on his mama had bleach or something. He said
He
she had.
said some
I'm like,
bullshit.
come on, man.
Yeah,
You got that take though, and then that wasn't that Shadur?
Shakur.
Shakur. That was a good fight too.
The Shakur fight.
Yeah, that was a good one. I
Yeah,
liked that fight. It went toe to toe. And I know Shakur wanted to really give it to him, but
he did.
he did though with that left eye.
Yeah,
He closed the eye out, but
yeah, Shakur
that was a
beat him.
good.
He beat
Yeah,
him like a drum. He beat him like a drum. Like, I'll be
yeah.
honest with you, I didn't know it was going to turn out as bad as it did. Um, I thought that Lopez was going to come out real aggressive and just rushing and do a
Yeah,
lot of things
yeah,
that he did against Lomachenko.
yeah.
But no, I think I know that Shakur is like the best defensive fighter in professional boxing. I know that he's that. A lot of people don't understand boxing. They think he may be boring, but no,
Hmm.
the art of the sport, the art of the game itself is to hit and not to get hit, and that he's really good at that, not
And
getting hit.
then there's your boy Bud up, and then he was clowning dude after the fight.
I didn't like that. I didn't like
uh,
I didn't like that from Bud. Bud starting to get a
no,
little
because
bit
dude
different.
was talking. He told that man to suck his thing and all that crazy stuff.
I,
Remember that at the press conference?
yeah, that's the art of war, though, bro.
Yeah, I know, but still, then Bud say, yeah, make sure you back it up. So Bud was getting them back.
Yeah, I just um, I understand that people have to promote the fight. They have to do what they have to
Yeah.
do. It's a lot of things that come with it. But I just don't believe now Lopez and them. I tell you what, if I can make fun of one thing, I mean, taking my professional hat off on this, I will say this though, twin. Shakur beat the shit out of that boy, and he beat him so bad that Lopez started apologizing to the ancestors for being in slavery. I do remember that. Did you hear
Oh
him say,
wow.
I apologize to all the black people, to the brothers and the sisters of all the slavery you had to go
Hmm.
through? He didn't beat the shit out of this boy, got him apologizing for the slavery that we went through. I don't know if y'all heard that. If you seen the fight, the fighter who lost who did all that talking, and he called people boys, and he say the N-word. He say a lot of shit.
Yeah, I
Okay?
seen that.
He
And
ended
he
up
said
getting his
all that.
ass. He beat the brakes off. He beat the anti-lock brakes off this boy. And at the end of the fight, you know, Shakur didn't even look like he had been in a fight, but the other guy did. And Lopez was like, man, he said what he said, and he thanked God and did all this other shit, right? And then he turned around and started thanking or saying, I apologize to all the brothers and the sisters out there, you know, for the slavery that y'all had to go through and the things that y'all went through in the past. And I'm hoping we can all get along in the future. You know what I mean? So it was kind of, that had me a little weak when he was doing that.
Did you see that sorry Grammy Award?
No, I don't watch the Grammys.
You did?
No, I don't watch the Grammys, man. I don't, you know, it's not, I
Like
don't,
it used to be.
yeah, it's not even that. I don't watch people, that's an admirer's playground. I don't admire actors and actresses and shit like that. They are the people that are being used in society of messengers of causes and messages of bullshit. They part of that 90% lie. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're part of, their lives are not even real. So why would I turn around and respect somebody that's trying to sell me some real shit when you don't even live a real life? Why would I do that?
I saw a little bit of it, but only one that was more positive was Jelly Roll.
Jelly
He
Roll, okay,
got,
the singer.
yeah, you know Jelly Roll, the country singer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he had to lose weight. He had to lose all that weight to make his wife happy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he said he wasn't happy, man. His wife was, so he had to lose all that weight to get their sense going back on and everything. But only thing he said, he thanked Jesus and everything. This ain't no political thing. Both this, everything is Jesus. When he started in a 6x8 cell, he had a Bible and turned to Jesus, man. That's the only way, only light that can help you.
I've heard his story before. I've
Yeah,
heard his story.
that was his speech.
Yeah.
When he acceptance speech when he won the award.
Yeah, I've heard his story before. I've heard him say it. I know that he used to go to jail and he was on drugs and he was some, you know, some things. I know that. And it's all good, bro. But I think a lot of them are up there doing what they do, and that is to be influencers. And the way they make their money is to make sure that they stay in the good grace of people. You know what I mean? So
yeah, because they clowned Nicki Minaj, man.
Huh?
And they clown Nicki Minaj.
Well,
that
see,
little
that's
Noah
part
dude.
of the other part about it. It's like if you're part of the club, it's all good. But
Yeah.
if you go against what they think, or if you don't
Yeah.
feel like how everybody in that 80 percentile feel, then now your time is up in this circle. And I don't like shit like that. I think that people should be able to think and feel the way they want to feel. You can think how you want to think based on the things that benefit you in your life or whatever. I don't have no problem with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
So you think if Don Lemon would have took his wannabe German's ass to a black church, he would have got that off?
Don Lemon.
Yeah, the one went in a white folks' church because he said the pastor was a part of Ice Age and whatever. But do you think it would reverse on the other hand if he took himself in that black congregation like that? You think it would have been a different outcome?
Different outcome, kind of. In what kind of way, Twin? I'm trying to answer your question, but I want to have a clear understanding of what you
I'm
mean.
saying when he went in there, he clowned or whatever, started confuses and all that. I think if he would have went in a black congregation, I think they would have got out on him.
I think so.
They would have roughed him up. Like, no, I don't care what Germans you is, and none of that. None of that. They ain't called no police. They would have threw him right off his neck. You ain't going to jail, but we gonna rough you up. You see, you don't disrupt no congregation like that, man. Where people worship, man.
First of all, let me just say this. My opinion on that. I don't have a real answer. I can't give you a real answer because it's kind of hypothetical, but I'll say this.
I know.
I don't think that Don Lemon would have ever done that to a black church.
Mm-hmm.
If that counts for anything. Because I think there is a I think that there is a level of you'll fuck around and find out that go on in all of that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always think that people hit easy targets and they act a certain way toward that easy target. I think that you and I both know that doing anything crazy in public to a black church, that I don't think that'll go well. And I think people will definitely approach black churches differently than they do white churches. So I don't know if I'm answering your question. I don't know. I don't keep up with the Don Lemonade or Don Lemon dude. I don't really keep up with him like that. I don't care.
Mhm.
Number one, he's a clout chaser. He did all of that because he's not with a major network anymore, and he's doing what he has to do to stay relevant. And I think what this did is made him more relevant than he was after he left CNN. So I mean, but he's not to me. He's no more relevant to me. I've seen him switch. I seen him switch up. I seen him switch up when he was at CNN. I remember when he used to tell black kids, he used to say some foul shit about us as black folks. I remember that. But I'll never forget, and I don't care how people see it. I remember when he used to say some crazy shit. But then I remember when that network changed over to say certain things, then all of a sudden it wasn't about pull your pants up anymore. It was about why'd you hit, he changed up. And then I don't have any respect. I have very little respect for any black person who spills to other black folks that the white man is evil, but yet you're married to a white man. I don't have any, you can't talk to me about shit. That's like a black man who's married to a white woman coming on here telling me how white people the devils and they this and this and this and that, but you married to a white lady. Or I just don't go for that. So and that's just me personally. That's just me personally. I mean, I think it's just people that just do the shit so they can stay in the circles, and I don't go for that.
Yeah, my thing is this, man. What gets me, man, what is they protesting for though, man? That's my thing. That's what kills me. And then y'all protesting for them immigrants and whoever else, legal aliens or whoever. But y'all can't even do it for your own people.
What do you mean?
I'm saying they doing this. We support our immigrants, we support Haitians and all that. What about the niggas that's been over here 400 years or more? Y'all ain't saying that when the old girl got killed in Chicago, coming from work 4 o'clock, get ready for work. The girl down here in Cincinnati, same way, coming home from work with 5 babies. Y'all ain't protesting for her, still got a flag or something like that, running the streets. But it's a shame y'all talking about illegal immigrants, man. I see if they came out here the right way, but they did. And then they talking black jobs. Yeah, they was about to take black jobs, probably the black votes. That's what replacement was for. So, man, I just don't get it how we as our own that stand out and just, immigrants, huh?
Let me just say this to you, and I don't know if people are actually watching it or peeping this. It's hard to tell because ICE agents are wearing masks, but if you ever hear them talk, if you ever hear one stop in a car, if you watch them, a lot of them are Latino. A lot of the ICE agents are Latino. And here's what I don't understand. I know that the majority, and I mean the majority of Trump voters voted for immigration, right? For them to clear America of illegal immigrants, right?
Yeah.
And I know that more Latinos voted for Trump than black people. But here's what I don't see. I don't see a lot of Latino people out there on that front line protesting ICE. I don't see that. I see a lot of left-wing white people. I see a lot of people who's always trying to tell everybody else what's best in their communities, and they don't even live in them communities. I see that. I see a lot of Latino people voted for Donald Trump. What did he run on? He ran on what he's doing right now. Okay. And I think it's crazy that black folks are arguing about what the hell ICE doing to Latinos. And the majority of Latinos that voted for Trump knew exactly what he was trying to do when he got in office. And I mean, I don't know if y'all know that or not, but they kind of okay with those Latinos being shifted up out of here, because a lot of Latinos that live in America who registered voters, a lot of their family members did it the right way. They came to this country and they went through the process. And they don't want unvetted people coming to the country because it's just like anything else, bro. It's just like us. I wouldn't want a bunch of black folks coming to this country that's unvetted, that might have a certain type of lifestyle where all they do is hook and crook and they just criminals. Because what it does, it kind of dilutes us as the good guys. They look like us, but they not us. In other words, they may not have the same morals and principles as us. You see what I'm saying? We already face that right now. There are way more black folks in this country that do all the right things. And look at how the very few make some of us look bad. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, twin? I'm not saying that it don't really take that many for the news to get a hold. I used to say this shit all the time. Look at the news, bro. If they ain't saying something bad about a black person, they ain't saying nothing at all.
Right.
So if they bringing in people that don't give a shit, that got criminal records over in different countries, and they're not vetting them, I mean, damn, they could be bringing in somebody that is a mass murderer. If we don't know, we don't know. But then when you start seeing them motherfuckers burning people in the subways in New York, you start saying to yourself, like, damn, how this motherfucker even get here? He must have did he had to have done some foul shit. Now, how does he look? How does he make Latinos in this country look that are here working hard? That's why a lot of them getting blowback now. It's not the ones that's working hard and doing what they're supposed to do. Nobody fears them. But they look like the same people that are doing things bad. And unfortunately, it's like anything else. We get pulled over as black folks in this country. We get dealt with a certain kind of way because there's a certain small element in this country that represents, in some people's eyes, black folks.
Right.
I know, Donna, me and this damn camera, bro. Me and this camera gonna box after the show. I'm tired.
I thought you had one of them bees like Emmanuel Waltz running around your base.
Nah,
like,
you see me doing this because there's I gotta figure out this camera, man. I gotta figure out this camera. I haven't had time. Over the weekend I was gone. I went to my daughter's thing up in Ohio State. So I didn't have time to do anything this weekend. I'll try to do it probably this week. I'm in the office this week. I was out of the office all last week working from home, so it made it a little easier. But this week, my schedule's tight. Matter of fact, we're gonna get out of here a little bit sooner than we normally do because I have things listed on my I got some stuff to do on my schedule today. I really do. But yeah, twin, look, man, let me just say this to you, bro, because I want to say this to people so they understand. I've lived in other countries where I was considered an immigrant. I've lived in a country where I had to get dual citizenship. I dare anybody to go to any country uninvited and try to live off of their economy. I dare you to try to do that, and you'll see exactly how they treat people like that. When you talk about immigration has a process on purpose. An immigrant is supposed to come to this country and offer something. That's why they have a vetting process. You're supposed to be able to sit down and say, this is what I'm doing. This is what I want to do. Here's my opportunity in America. And this is what I want to take advantage of. You don't come to a country or go to a country and walk in straight out the gate a dependent. That's not how immigration is set up. It's not even scheduled that way. You see what I'm saying? It's not even put together that way. And when people are defending illegal immigration, and what shocks and hurts my head more than anything is black folks are defending illegal immigration when there's been black folks for decades telling you economics of when they let people come into this country, it affects us more than anybody. Right. They're not coming in here taking lawyer positions, doctors' positions. They're not coming in here taking certain positions. They're coming in here taking jobs away from people who it ain't all picking, strawberries and all that old shit like some of y'all people like to put out there. It's not that at all. It's if you look at some of the areas that they're in Chicago, look at that. I mean, you can't run away from the truth of that. If you don't know, then you just don't want to know. If you don't know, you just don't want to know how it's really working. Joe Biden said it a long time ago. Nobody said anything. I got a clip of it. I'll find it one day. Joe Biden came on the camera one day in front of the world and said, we've started up 4,000 new black jobs. See, he said that shit well before that other man did. And nobody said a word. See, it was cool when Joe Biden said what a black job is. But when the other guy says something about a black job, then everybody get they panties all in the ring and all this old one shit.
Emotional like they be doing all the time.
Then it's racist. But the truth of the matter is, I remember hearing Joe Biden. I just never said anything because I don't want to fight. I don't want to argue. Why would I argue with someone? I know the information. I got it. I can show you where he said the job market is this, and we got 4,000 new black jobs. Now, when he called it black jobs, it was fine. It was all gravy. But when somebody else say they taking your black jobs, then then there's an issue. So I don't have to. I'm not gonna sit back and go and tongue wrestle, or I'm not gonna tongue wrestle with nobody about no shit like that. People gonna believe what they want to believe. The actual numbers will show you. There were people in the 80s talking about immigration and immigration not benefiting black folks.
Yeah, that Barbara Jones, Texas senator, when before she died, she been told us about immigration. And about the blacks and people like, yeah, whatever.
Well,
she was the first elected in Congress, I believe, out of Texas.
There's a lot of things that we need to work on, bro. The first thing we need to do is stop watching shit like the Grammys and all this other shit, because that shit is not benefiting us. When you see guys like D.L. Hughley doing clips and these little white girls doing clips and all that old shit, they become fan favorites. And then they become talked about. Then they got to dress a certain way on the Grammys to stay relevant. And then they talk their way into your grace, and they just make you feel good about who they are, thinking that they got your back. All those people do nothing but live in secure areas. They don't face migration. They don't face any of the things that us regular folks face on the day-to-day. So why would I pay attention to them when it comes down to how we should be as Americans when you don't even live like the standard everyday American?
That's why I was telling people on the chat or on the radio, man, y'all keep listening to that. Do y'all go there to see how the immigrants is and the ICE and stuff? See it for yourself.
None of them. Some of them ain't even been past their computers.
See, just because Cincinnati ain't hitting like it is, because what's called Lindsey Graham about to sign a sanctuary city bill.
Well, that's
or whatever for sanctuary cities.
That's why it doesn't matter what some of them say, Twin. They can type all they want to type. They can listen to DL and all them people. Some of them
I really want to see
nowhere.
it for myself. Why? And so I went to my city and I said, look at here. And then immigration, like you said, I ain't seen nan black person out there on ICE aid. I saw number white, well, they Polars up there. Polars and Latino that's on the force on ICE aid. Some of them had they mask off, some of them big or whatever. But I've been seeing them back in remember the 9/11 when Bush brought them in. See, they was in all blue white. They was fake. They ain't had no face mask. It was open season. So yeah, so I look at it like that. You good, man? Right, baby. My fault, man.
No, you good.
Well,
it is what it is, bro. I'm not gonna get into I'm not going back and forth with people about immigration, number one, because most people don't even understand the process. They've never been somewhere else to be able to witness how it's actually working. They allow the media to tell you who's been dragging out of cars. Y'all got to understand what y'all saying in Minnesota is an area that has been designated to do that, to look that way. Those are protesters. I have never been part of a protest where I was disrupting the police from doing what they need to do, and then they hem me up, and now I look like I'm being done wrong. Protesting is not a physical thing. Okay, protesting doesn't mean that you set up barricades to stop the police or anybody from doing what they're supposed to do. And when you do things like that, you're making the police be aggressive. You're in the way of them doing what they're supposed to do. And it's not like people are going in and dragging innocent people out. You can say whatever you want, but I can guarantee you, damn, Twin, what you got going over there?
My dog barks somebody at the door.
Huh?
No, you good. I hear you. My dog was barking somebody at the door.
Here's my thing. most people have never even been to a border state, so they don't really know. I'm not going to sit here and argue, nor am I going to get upset at how they feel about what they feel about, when in fact they misinformed. You know, and that's just the bottom line. If you're relying, and this goes for you too, twin, for everybody, if you're relying on the news for you to get into your emotional spot, or for you to be in your place of they shouldn't be doing that to people, if you're relying on a camera held by somebody that you don't know that's controlling the narrative, that's on you. Then keep on feeling the way you feel, you know. But what's going to get done is what's going to get done. The bottom line is you can get mad at anything that's fitting an agenda or a narrative. You know, I just don't go for shit like that. The cameras, and look, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't mean to be disrespectful to this lady, and I hope she finds her mother. But that lady on channel, I think it's the Today Show, whatever, that NBC.
Channel 5.
Yeah.
Guthrie or something like that.
Yeah. Her mother is missing. Her mother is missing. Okay. And I hope to God they find that lady's mother. But I hope it don't turn out to be something. Hold on one second. But what I don't want to happen is all that shit, that propaganda and all that old shit that she be popping off and how this is happening and we overreacting to this. I hope it's not one of those overreactions that got her mother. I hope it's not that, because then that's when people get in their feelings for real, because you'll say something. I'm gonna say something about somebody that's on the show right now. Where's she at? Hold on one second. Sabrina Calloway. Sabrina Calloway, I don't know if you're still here, but one time she made a comment to somebody. She'll remember. Okay, she just said the name too. Sabrina, you remember when you made a comment to somebody and you say, I hope to God that never happens to someone in your family? Remember saying that? Remember saying that? Remember saying to somebody, I don't know if you remember it may have been a year ago. You said, I hope to God that something like what you're talking about don't happen to somebody in your family. And that person totally spun it around and said, you praying for something bad to happen to my family? Who does that? You know what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Like, you can't argue or pay attention to people that do shit like that, Sabrina. That's that type of mind that they're not in reality, baby. They're not in reality. And I'm not going to argue with people like that. I'm not even going to have a conversation, nor am I going to acknowledge or even say something back to people that think that way, where they got to say something so asinine that they have to be correct. They want you to be wrong so bad, they don't have any feelings in what they say to you. So you praying for something to happen to my family? When you said, I pray that something don't happen like this to your family. And you can't win with people like that. You can't win with people like that. They will do whatever they have to do to turn the whole tide against you and take everything that you're trying to do and take it out of context. That's why I don't pay attention to some of these folks that make their comments, because there is an audience for them too. There's an audience that make them feel real good about what they saying and what they doing. I don't have to have it. It don't make me feel one way or the other. But when you say something like that to somebody, when you know that that's not what they mean, I'm hoping that this lady has not lost her mother the way that she's been on the air telling people, oh, that's propaganda. That's not happening out here. They're overreacting. She has to remember. See, this is what happens when you deal with people. God has a way, and let me take it out. I don't want to put God in this, because too many people use God in all the wrong places. Let's just say that sometimes, what do they call it? What do they call it, twin? When hold on one second. I'm sorry. Sometimes you have to be careful what you do to people, because it'll come back at you.
Reap what you sow.
Well, that too. But I'm just saying.
Karma.
Karma is one thing. I believe karma is not a dirty word. See, karma is you get what you put out. How you do.
The same as you reap what you sow.
Okay, let's just say that then. You have to be careful what you're selling out there. Okay? It's almost like a guy who's selling drugs to the community. It's almost like a guy who's selling guns to the community. That individual has to be careful how they moving and grooving out here because they just might get shot. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful. I was raised that way. I remember when I was a little boy and we had some friends that used to always laugh at older people because they had a limp or they didn't have it all, you know, maybe one of them was, you know, deformed in some kind of way. I had buddies that laughed at people like that. And I used to always be like, man, I ain't laughing at that. Hey, Donna, me and your nephew, we the only ones that never laughed. Me and Sean would always look at each other and be like, bro, I ain't laughing at that shit. It would be some old person getting on the bus with a cane or some type of wheeler or something, and everybody motherfuckers laughing and capping on them because they got on some type of shoe or some sock or something. They would always laugh at them. And we would be like, man, I ain't laughing at that shit, bro. I ain't laughing at that. But the ones that laugh, twin, the ones that laugh, they mamas ended up like that. Their daddies ended up like that. You understand what I'm saying to you, bro? So you have to be careful. You have to be careful because when you preach or teach or say something about people out here, if it's not true and you selling it because it's your job, or you're saying that this is not happening the way it's actually happening. Remember all that time, twin, we was here and I was for 2.5 years and I was saying there's repercussions of letting 10,000 people a day across the border. Remember that? And I said, I hope Biden is here to see these repercussions. There's going to be repercussions to all of this. It's not just going to be sleeper cells. There's going to be what you see, what's going on right here with ICE. Nobody wants to blame Joe Biden. Of course you don't. Joe Biden is not even in the conversation to most of the people here. Y'all not even thinking about the administration that allowed these people to walk across the border openly and free. You only got a problem. You only got a problem with them going back. I mean, how they getting sent back, but nobody has a problem. That's almost like saying, man, wait a minute, hold on. We got all this drugs in our community, but don't nobody have a problem with how the drugs got in? You don't want to have the conversation of why the drugs are here in the first place. Everybody just want to talk about everybody who getting cases put on them, but don't nobody want to talk about how did the shit get in the community? Why is it so potent in the community? We don't want to have those conversations. We just want to talk about how the police doing the dope boys, how they getting extra time, how this is, there's more important conversations that go on other than they getting so much more time for this. They getting so much time for that. And no. Start talking about the things that pre-exist before the consequences kick in.
Hey, Wyatt, was that lady, her mom staying by herself or something?
She lived in, let me tell y'all something about Arizona. I don't care. She lived in Arizona, okay? My mother lived in Arizona. I used to go to Arizona a lot. One thing about Arizona is there's a lot of immigrants in Arizona. And I think she lived in Tucson. Arizona. I think so. I think it was Tucson or Tucson. It's either Tucson or Savannah. I don't know exactly. There's a lot of immigrants in Arizona because it's a border state. It's a border state. And I know for a fact that if you go out there, if you get one of these V boxes, you'll be able to watch any news from anywhere you want to watch. Start turning on Texas news. Turn on Arizona news. Turn on Florida news. If you see some of these border states, the news is different. And I'm hoping that the same lady on that NBC or whatever channel that is, who pushes a lot of bullshit, I hope her mother is recovered. And I hope her mom, who's older, she's like 84, 85, I hope her mom just made a mistake and went the wrong way and did something, or she's somewhere, safe and protected.
You think Liz has dementia or whatever?
I don't know. They say that she's on some type of medication to keep her, she needs her daily medication. I know that. Just listening to the news. But what I don't want it to be honest with you, is I don't want it to be something that her daughter talks about on that network and they try to downgrade it. They try to downgrade what's really going on in the world, and then her mother becomes victim to what they've been downgrading. That would be horrible. You see what I'm saying?
That's crazy, man.
That would be horrible. But it happens because of how people put the positions they put themselves in. You know, something's going on with the lady. What about the young lady over in I forgot.
Maryland.
Yeah.
When you talking about,
nobody talking about
you know
her.
that's Washington, right?
No,
You talking Dakara Thompson?
well, we got a few little sisters out there that
Dakara Thompson, the one, I think she's from Maryland or Washington, one of the two. How the immigrants did up. What they do?
That lady was already beat up and killed and all. I'm talking about somebody that's missing.
The
Right
19, was she 19 or something, like 20 something? The young black girl.
Twin, why don't you ask somebody that keep up with all that? Because let me tell you why. Because they
I
got
thought you knew about it.
No, here's what's up, bro. I would go crazy if I kept up with every little black girl that's being done wrong by these immigrants. I would go crazy. Ask Davis Denise what's going on out here in this world with our little sisters, and ain't nobody talking about it. There's 5 little girls right now, well, some older ladies, 5 black people, 5 black females that have been done crazy by immigrants, and ain't nobody talking about it. But y'all hollering and screaming about 2 white people that got shot and done in Minnesota. To me, it just blows my mind. It just blows my mind how you pay attention to what they teach you. They teach you to be mad at what's going on, and that's abusive, and that's overreach, and this and all that old other shit. But you ain't got nothing to say about the little brothers and the little sisters that's getting shot up or found dead, and migrants are doing it. No energy for that. No energy for it whatsoever, and it fucks with me, so I don't get into
it. Yeah. All right, well, I ain't gonna hold you up, man. Nice conversation, man.
All right, brother. I appreciate it. I gotta go anyway, twin. I appreciate you being here, bro.
All right, man.
All right, man. Davis Denise said there's an immigrant serial killer in Dallas, killed 5 black women. They'll never know. Come on. Why ain't that on national news? CNN telling everybody that, Davis Denise? Denise Davis, excuse me. Of course not. Of course not. They don't care nothing about y'all. They don't care nothing about no black people, man. They only care about, and here go the crazy, don't get me on that, bro. Please, don't get me on that. I'm just saying to you, if you caring so much about what migrants are doing and immigrants are doing, why don't you have a balanced argument? Not all of them are the worst people in the world. I know that for a fact. But you can't live in a society that has let people in your doors and not do any vetting. And you've been convinced when somebody says they letting the worst people in our country, look at their prison population. They've emptied the prison population. You got people who have convinced you that everything that this man says is a lie, that you wouldn't even believe him if he told you it was daylight at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. You wouldn't believe him if he said anything. You don't even believe him that you can go get $1,000 right now for your grandkids. $1,250 to be honest with you, if you're in a certain financial pay scale. You don't even believe the benefits that come. You're not even being taught the benefits. That would trouble me. How a leader could look at me, it bothers me to know that somebody has not only your worst interests at heart, but they're fully displaying that they have the worst interest at heart for you. You can't go ask Spain right now how illegal immigration is working for them financially. Go ask them. Or look it up on YouTube. Or just get an idea of what's really going on across the world. See, here's the thing, y'all. America is not the only country that's getting hit with immigration, illegal immigration. There's other places. There's other places that are accepting it, and there's other places that are like, no, we got a process. We got a certain way that we have to deal with this. And y'all got to make it stop sounding like somebody's evil because they don't agree with you or don't agree with the process that you think it should be going on in the country. Like, you can't think just because somebody think different of you that they're MAGA or that they're Trumpsters or whatever you want to phrase it. You can't keep thinking that way. Some people just have a little bit more information, and that's why they feel the way they feel, because of maybe what they know. Consider the source, consider the resources. It's not just America. It's almost like when people say some dumb shit like, well, Trump don't know what he doing with COVID. Millions of people died because he didn't know what he was doing. Well, how many people died in Spain? How many people died in Europe? Did they know more than what we knew about COVID? Because millions of people died everywhere. So how you just gonna make it America didn't know what they was doing when people were dying everywhere? Well, when you taught America didn't know what they was doing, then that's your argument. You only argue what you know, right? Some of you argue shit you don't know nothing about. And you clearly know you don't know nothing about it. You just going by what the man next door say. What you say? Yeah. Oh yeah, he don't know shit, he be lying. And it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. Tell me I'm lying here. Tell me that I'm off track here. Shaba, tell me I'm off track here. Don't y'all remember a few years ago when politicians used to say tax the rich? The millionaires are the dirty ones in this world. You hear what I said? Tax the rich. The millionaires are the problem of this world. They getting tax breaks. They this and that, because only millionaires really know how to get tax breaks. Billionaires control tax breaks. That's what y'all don't know. Millionaires take advantage of tax breaks. Billionaires control tax breaks. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Now, y'all don't remember when politicians used to teach you to be mad at rich? Tax the rich. Get these rich people, rich people, millionaires. Y'all remember Nancy Pelosi and all them, the crew and all them, Omar, all them, hollering about rich people? Y'all remember that? The millionaires. Then all of a sudden, the internet got strong. The internet got strong and started doing things like pulling financials. And then they stopped talking about how bad the millionaires are and making it the oligarch. The oligarch, it's the billionaires. No, you were just telling us. I got videos of y'all talking about how millionaires ain't shit and millionaires get the money drop. Millionaire this, millionaire ain't this. Now that we found out that our leaders are millionaires, hell, some of them, what's that lady's name? Presley, the bald head sister, who up there screaming and hollering at every issue that she can about Donald Trump and all the rest of them. Remember when she was talking about in the housing crisis? We got to get all these property owners to stop accepting rent. Rents are too high. Presley is her last name, the bald head sister, screaming up and down from the top of her lungs, talking about how rich people ain't shit and this and this and that. Y'all know that lady walked into Congress. She had a damn near negative balance 4 or 5 years ago. She was like, you can be that. You can own property. You can own property and have bad properties, and they can be bringing you down. She went from negative $15,000 of value to $8 million in 5 years. And she's been up there screaming and hollering. These are people that's supposed to have our backs. These are the people that got, none of us are going from negative 15,000 or a positive 15,000 to an $8 million evaluation in a couple of years. None of us are doing that. How's she able to do that shit? Oh, I'll tell you. You want to know? Because I pay attention to shit like this. Soon as she got to Congress, her husband quit his job. Quit his job. Guess what he became? A real estate consultant. They opened a company. They started a company. He became a real estate consultant. And he all of a sudden started getting all these contracts in the same district that his wife, Mrs. Presley, controls. See, this is what it's all about. Keep you in an uproar. Keep you thinking I got your back. Keep your rents and all that old shit. Y'all do know she's collecting hundreds of thousands of dollars in rents off of a government program, made her, y'all know this word, made her husband a consultant. And now they worth like $12 million in a 4 or 5 year period. And these are the people that's fighting for you. Do your research and tell me, come back and tell me that I'm lying. Vernon Jordan said this. I love it. He said, when she got to Congress, she started doing the same thing hundreds of other people in Congress were doing and have been doing for decades. You know, one of the differences is she got you on her back. She got you thinking that she there for you. She got you on that, well, black people and the rich people, black people and the poor people, and blah, 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 blah. The more she can create programs for poor people, the more money she can make. Not fixing the poor problem. Did y'all see that the guy in California who had the homeless coalition just got indicted for soaking up millions of dollars? Millions of dollars that was allocated to poor people, homeless people. So Vernon says, no research needed. My response is, so what? Okay. So in other words, Vernon, if somebody was running a raffle, if I was running a raffle on Wyatt Live, Vernon, let's keep it 100 on here, right? Me and you, just you and I talking. I'm running a raffle right now on Wyatt Live. It's $10 a ticket. All proceeds go down to the Little Boys and Girls Club for the kids that need coats for the winter. I need $10 from you, Vernon. Fuck them kids. I'm going to collect this little $1,600 off y'all, and I'm going to keep that money. I'm going to take their asses 3 coats downtown. Fuck them kids. See that answer? They all do it. So that justifies it. See, that's where we go wrong. See, the difference is Nancy Pelosi, a lot of people, yeah, they all do it. I'm not saying they all don't do it. It needs to be fixed. But don't run no game on me and say I'm getting all these coats for the poor ass kids in my community. And then when I give you a check for $1,500 to go get these coats for the kids, you go to Sam's Club or Costco's and buy 5 little $20 coats, and you keep $1,500 for yourself, and then come out here and say, we fed the kids. We gave the kids some coats. You're using the community and the black kids, you're using them. That's the difference. That's the difference to me. You're exploiting our community to come up. Now, it ain't no Robin Hood shit, Vernon. That lady ain't getting rich for nobody else but that lady. That lady ain't getting rich for the community. She ain't getting rich. She's not getting rich so she can feed us. She's not getting rich off of our back so she can put clothes on our back. No, that's selfishness. She's doing it for herself. And I would think that more people would be upset about the tactic being used to come up. That's all. So you wouldn't be mad at me if I used the kids of the community and I said, I'm going to run this raffle. I'm going to run this raffle. I need $10 from everybody. And I collect $1,200 and I put it in my pocket and I go downtown and I show y'all the Boys and Girls Club, and I show you kids that's wearing the same shoes every day with holes in them. I talk about how we need better housing for our community. And I say to y'all, whatever we collect, I'm going to match, and I'm blowing big and doing all that old goofy shit. And I get $1,200 from the Wyatt Live listeners, and y'all find out I put every dime in my pocket. y'all would dismiss me. You would cancel me. You would tell me I ain't shit. You would tell me I ain't never watching him again. He full of shit. He a fraud. That's what you would say. You wouldn't say, so what? Shit, if he got to come up, he got to come up. If he got to pay his bills, he got to pay his bills. Shit. You wouldn't say that. And that's how I see it. I see it as a person who up there making all these moves, using us as checker pieces on a board, saying that we need affordable housing and we need this and we need that, so she can get these programs set up so she can funnel the money to her consultant husband. No. There's fraud involved there, brother. There's fraud involved there. There's finesse and fraud. You pick the F you want to go first. But that's okay. It's all gravy. It's all cool. I ain't mad at him either. I'll be honest with you, Vernon. I got mine. I am not mad at him. I'm disgusted. I'm disappointed. But I ain't mad at them. I'll pull their card. I'll debate any of them. I'll tell them, you got to understand, I understand real estate. I understand exactly what they're doing. Just like y'all don't care nothing about what Ndukwe did to them old people over there. Now you're starting to peel the onion back and you're starting to hear things like them people shouldn't even have been in that building in the first place. This is the wrong program. y'all ain't, okay, nobody knew that, right? Did I just open up a can of something right there? Did y'all not know that them old folks shouldn't have been in that building and ran through that program in the first place? Somebody finessed the whole situation. They always use us. We use us. How can I be mad? It used to be they used us. Now what they do is they use us to use us. They put one of us in a position, put us at the front gate, and then we get the work done. One of us get rich. They whole program get rich. And then we scared, or we, not necessarily, some scared, and some are just in a position like, well, it's black people, so they can't be doing nothing wrong. It's black people doing it. Ain't none of y'all mad at Ndukwe? None of y'all. None of y'all ever thought about what let him get to the police? What made him a Fed in the first place? None of y'all care about that shit, do you? Because we got some of the most, our memories are probably, we have selective memory. We have selective memories. We have that type of anger that only exists. We have an on and off switch that somebody flicks on and off. Yeah. And it's crazy because I was talking to someone today and I was like, bro, it's crazy how I don't see anybody that act like us, bro. I don't see it. I see a bunch of damn Jewish leaders out here mad at the ICE situation because white liberals, white folks are out here telling the world and telling America and telling those that are listening, saying that this is like the Holocaust. And I'm like, I'm listening to the Jewish people say, bro, this is nothing like the Holocaust. And then you got black folks who are in a leadership role, Congress and all type of other shit, talking about this is like slavery, what ICE is doing. Slavery roundups and slavery. Every black person on this planet that understands what slavery truly was, whether you black or not black, we should be disgusted in hearing somebody compare what's going on right now to the shit that we done, that we went through, what our ancestors went through. It's not even the same comparison. But you're going to compare it to the same pain? No. Black people didn't come here voluntarily to become slaves. I tell you what, Let's take a survey. Survey says, let's take a survey. Take this over. If I've been wrong about everything, I know I'm right about this. Let's take a survey. How many people think Africans came to America illegally and came over here to work, and then the government gave them an option? We're going to give you $1,000 in a plane ticket, or a boat ride or whatever, back to your country. How many of us broke into this country to become slaves? And you're going to compare what we went through. See, that mean that person is they reaching for straws. They're limited in their argument. They're limited. And the only limit, what they have, is the ability to keep us off target and off rail a little bit and keep us angry and mad. And we can't even see the difference between the two because of who's representing it, who's telling you this information. You must either feel good about that person or the tactic is working. I'm distracted because it's a black man. I'm distracted because it's a black woman that's telling me. I'm distracted. It got to be real. It's coming from us. I just don't understand how some of us are easily fooled on stuff like this. You're watching left-wing activists, white people who don't even live in those communities. Most of them don't, just like the George Floyd riots in Cincinnati, Ohio. You see who all getting paid? People not even from Cincinnati. When I said that those activists were not even from Cincinnati, and when they hit that lick with the lawsuit, you're going to be paying people out of county. When I said most of those people aren't even from Cincinnati that's going to be getting that money. Y'all said, he don't know. He just be saying shit. I read the comments. He don't know. He don't know. But then when your brother got on there and said it on the radio, when the councilman got up there and said some shit like a few days later, like, man, come to find out, most of the people who are going to be getting this money off this lawsuit, they're not even from Cincinnati. They're just agitators. They just came in from somewhere else, and now they're taking taxpayer dollars away from here. That's exactly what's going on in Minnesota. That's exactly what's going on in Minnesota. You've had all of these deportations in all these other cities across this country, and you ain't hearing the same thing that's going on in Minnesota nowhere else. You can't tell me that if the news could find ICE agents shooting motherfuckers in the head in Texas, they wouldn't report it. You wouldn't tell me if they was shooting them in the head in Chicago, they wouldn't report it. It's all good, man. I'm not here to change anybody's mind. I'm just kind of giving you different information. You don't even have to believe what I'm saying. You can research it, go find out that I was lying or I was wrong, and bring it back the next day. Wouldn't hurt my feelings whatsoever. I told y'all 2.5 years ago what was going on in Chicago and that it was not going to clean up well. Everybody looked at me and called me a Trumpster, called me a MAGA, called me, coon, all that old goofy ass shit. When I told you they were going to eat up the resources, you didn't believe it. It didn't matter to you. I didn't know what I was talking about. I didn't know what I was talking about. It don't matter. It don't matter. It's been years of consistency right here. Nor will I back down, nor would I stop telling the truth. For me to be saying what I'm saying for years, and you can't come up with other than some old bullshit, like you have to can combat what I say with some ifs, ands, buts, and all this. And I'm speaking some shit that became fact. But every day, I got to deal with the he think he know. he think he know. He don't know. So can't nobody be wrong. Can't everybody wrong but the host. I got to deal with shit like that. And it's all good. It's all gravy. You know, I signed up for this. But here's the sad part. This is how I know people got larceny in their heart. Some of you been listening to this program for at least 2 to 2.5 years. And everything I've told you was going on, what was going to happen, no matter how you barked against me, it's come to pass. And you're still doing the same thing. You're still questioning why I feel the way I feel. I don't have no feelings about it. I really don't. I'm giving you information that's come to pass. What you need to be paying attention to is, how do we get better? How do we become one? But some of you don't have that intention. You don't want to be one. You just want to be one of the ones. You don't want to be a one. You don't want to be one. I can tell. I can tell you don't want to be one. You just want to be one of the ones. And some people's one of the ones is a little bit different than the others. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to be one of the ones that people pay attention to. Some people want to be one of the ones that fit in them circles. Some people want to be one of the ones that I told you so. Whatever your lane may be, God bless you. But this one of the ones over here been telling y'all this shit for years. And it pretty much all came to pass. See y'all tomorrow. Peace and love to everybody, man.
The number you have dialed is not available at present. Please leave your message after the beep.
Yeah, trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it the most, there's no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the most vision. Trendsetter told them before, but they don't listen. Better, bring a better bad because I'm bigger, better. Solo, single, selling several shows at every single second. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Kinda came and crushed the competition, hope they get the message. Look, living it fast, spinning my M in the bag. I never go slow, thinking I'll crash. End up a thing in the past, they know I won't though. Big fish catching me, they gon' need a bigger boat. Ironic how the world stops when I spin a globe. Always showing up. Right. Last year's song still holding up. See the name now and they know what's up. Right. Price hit the top and it's going up. I'm a trendsetter. Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center. Hit it dead center. Yeah, trendsetter. Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center. Hit it dead center.
B.O.D. Get the spell check, a fact check, and prevent errors going up. See the bent lever, jalapeno hot. Y'all just red peppers, all y'all copy copies, but I'm left center. And your shorty glitching on me like a text center. Hit her with a French tenor. Crazy, wait until I do the next record. I leave head severed. I don't need to hit the bench ever. But if I do, I'm PRing to the next level. Condo flights to Lufthansa. Already know who you people fans of. Call me Big Daddy in a big body Wrangler. Call me Big Daddy Adam Sandler. Bullseye, aiming for a cottage with a poolside, full size.
Always showing up. Right. Last year's song still holding up. See the name now and they know what's up. Right. Price hit the top and it's going up. I'm a trendsetter. Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center. Hit it dead center.